Hello and welcome to another video on my YouTube channel. My name is Joris and today I am here with our ETF portfolio update. And as you can see, I'm really pleased. We have now 222 subscribers. It really went fast this week, so I'm really happy about that. If you like this kind of content, also subscribe, like a lot of people did in the past week. I'm really pleased about that. But back to my update. Well, I had again 3 buys this month and the yearly dividend is up with a little bit over 50 Swiss francs per year. So that's really great news, and you can see here as well the portfolio value shot up quite considerably as well. So let's get into it for the wrap up for February of 2025. So first off, I'm going to talk about the dividends that we received, then what we bought in February. What I'm going to buy in March is going to be GLDV and LDG because they are still quite far from the percentages that we set up in our core satellite strategy. So I'm continuing to invest into LDG for sure, and GLDV, yeah, it needs to go up to 25%, so also a long way to go. The value of our ETF portfolio on this day, the 26th of February of 2025. Then the predicted future yearly dividends, a very important number for us here on the channel. And then dividends to be received in March. And then the overview of this wrap up. So the dividend received from XYLF, our monthly dividend paying ETF from Global X, the S&P 500 covered call. So 94 pieces with a dividend of 0.13 cents and 6777 after the cent, which gave us a total of $12.86. And here it's the conversion number, but look at this with GLDV. It's only a few days later and they updated the way they represent the dividend. So now you have the original currency dividend, 48.84 it was for GLDV, so 183 pieces with 0.2669 dollars in dividend for GLDV. And we now immediately get the recalculation of this US dollar to Swiss francs. So you have 0.90431, and if you multiply 48.84 with 0.90431, then you get 4417. And you will see it later in my slide again. Normally I always did the calculations in Excel and then I put them here on the slide, but now you can see immediately on this view from Swissquote that yeah, it's 44.17 Swiss francs if it were to be converted, but it isn't because I used the US dollars to buy EMHD. I already made a video about it, so I'm going to be brief about it. We own 21 stocks now of EMHD with 499.66 US dollar used to buy the shares of this ETF. Then we bought LDG, so the one that I'm building up as well. 35 pieces now, so last month it was 36 pieces for more or less 450 Swiss francs. Now it's just one piece lower because yeah, the price is up this past month, so I can only buy 35 pieces instead of 36. That is too bad, of course, on the one hand, because I will receive lesser dividends from one stock less, but on the other hand, the price went up, so overall our portfolio value went up as well. And then we also bought XYLF, so that's also an important one. It's only 1% in our portfolio. Now it's 1.2% in our portfolio. So also still a long way to go for reaching the actual value that we aim for. But Yeah, when you can only invest 900 Swiss francs every month, it's the way it is. And when I'm going to talk about the U portfolio later this week, yeah, you will hear the same story. When you can only invest 200 Swiss francs, you have to make choices and you have to buy the right thing on the right time. And that's not always possible when you don't have enough money. So, yeah, that's just the way it is. But we bought 31 pieces of XYLF for a price of 14.32 Swiss francs, and in total with the cost it's 450.40. So when you look at them together, it's just under 900 Swiss francs that we added extra to our ETF portfolio. And minus the cost, it's a little bit less, of course, but the costs also count. And then our ETF portfolio, how much it's worth right now. So we added 35 pieces of LDG, 31 pieces of XYLF, and now EMHD is no longer in gray, it's finally in color, and 21 pieces are there. Okay, the price went down from the price that I bought it at, so actually here it should be in red because yeah, it lost already in value. But because it was previously 0, it's now in dark green. For XYLF it's the same. Normally it should have went down because the price went down with 0.40 Swiss francs. But because I added 31 pieces, the overall value of XYLF is up, and that's why it's dark green here as well. But for the rest, all the other stocks were up. So all the other ETFs were up. And only the euro is again a bit weaker compared to the Swiss franc, so that also weighed a bit on the value of our ETF portfolio, but nothing that I can complain about, because when you look at the value, so in the previous update it was 59,256.41 Swiss francs on the 24th of January that was. Now we added 21 pieces of EMHD, 35 of LGG, and 31 of XYLF. So normally I added here always the amounts that it costs and with the costs as well. I'm not no longer going to do that because it's just a repetition of the previous slides. And then the total worth on the 26th of February, so today, it's 61,662.34 Swiss francs. So that is up 2,405.93 Swiss francs, which is quite a lot of money. But of course, without the costs, we added 1,371.36 Swiss francs to our portfolio this month. A part of it is new investment, a part of it is reinvestment of dividends that we already received in the form of US dollars. But yeah, in total, we still had a profit of 1,034.57 Swiss francs, which is a rise of 1.75%. And don't forget, we also received the 2 dividends, so I can go over that briefly as well. So XYLF, which gave us 11.68 Swiss francs, and here it's again the 44.17 Swiss francs that you know now also can see on the PDF that we received from Swissquote. So now it's more visible for you guys as well. And this is actually now plus 1090.42. So not the same as last month. Last month it was much higher because then there was the dividend of SDGPEX, and I could add that one as well here. Now the reinvestment of the dividends came from US dollar that we already received, plus of course these ones as well. But I'm not going to add them again to this number, so I need to be honest. It's just 1090.42 Swiss francs that it is up, and that means that we had a profit of 1.84% on our ETF portfolio. So the past few months, in fact, the past year has been great on the stock market, but it can be, yeah, short-lived. It can quickly change, so I'm always careful, and I'm really happy with a plus of 1.84%. Who wouldn't be? Because that's more than you get on your savings account here in Switzerland, for sure. It's 0.50% that we get right now on our savings account. So here that's a much bigger number, and annualized that would mean a quite considerable gain on our portfolio. But next month can be totally different, and that's just the way it is. When the stock prices go down of our ETFs, we can just buy more, and that adds more dividends to our overall dividend goal. So we're not going to be mad when the stock market goes down as well. The total dollar amount on our Swiss quote account is now $0.81. So we bought $499.66 of EMHD, so the emerging market ETF of Invesco. And now we can start saving again, and with adding extra XYLF to our portfolio, that is already going to add another $50 per year to our dollar amount. So that's going to help for sure to maybe even already buy it at the end of November this year. So that would be great. The total euro amount on our Swiss quote account is 1.03 euros, so that's still unchanged compared to last month. And the predicted future dividends then. So you can see here the conversion rate, everything is down, so the Swiss franc is really performing quite well. It's a really strong currency. So the euro traded down and the dollar traded down, and that had this effect on the dividend that we can expect from SDGPX in the form of Swiss francs if we recalculate it. So GLDV and VHYL as well. So they are in the red. FLXD is in the red as well. So 188.50 right now. But of course, we bought LDG, XYLF, and EMHD this month. And those three are in the green because we bought extra shares. And this means that our yearly dividend is still up with more or less 50 Swiss francs, 50.06 to be exact, and it's now 2,789.61 Swiss francs for our ETF portfolio. Monthly, this means that we will receive a dividend of 232.47 Swiss francs on average. It fluctuates, of course, in the months that we get the dividend from SDGPX, it's much higher, and in the other months we are getting there by adding to those ETFs, because I don't think we are going to add any more to SDGPX the coming months for sure, because it's at 66% right now in our ETF portfolio, and it needs to come down to around 30%. So yeah, hopefully LDG, FLXD, and where is it, GLDV will add a lot to our portfolio in the coming months. And then the dividends for February, we are going. It needs to be March here. So the dividends for March, XYLF, it's not announced yet. VHYL, it's not announced yet. LDG, not announced yet. FLXD, not announced yet. And EMHD, not announced yet. It's going to be all of these. So XYLF is going to be the 6th of March, the X coupon date, that is already known, but the amount is unknown, so I can't actually give the update. The record date is the 7th here for XYLF, and the payable date is going to be the 13th, I think. So yeah, not much to say, but it's the first time that we will receive 5 ETF dividends in 1 month. So that's a first for us. And it's not going to be the last time, because it's going to be quarterly from now on. And yeah, it's sad that there are no announcements so far, so I don't know whether or not the payments are going to increase compared to last year in the same quarter, but yeah, overall it's a fantastic month that we had in February. So we invested 1,390.22 Swiss francs with costs. So I put it here now with costs, and it's 898.55 Swiss francs in new money that we added to our portfolio. So a little bit less than 900 Swiss francs, but yeah, I couldn't buy more because when I added one more share of XYLF or LDG, I would be above our 900 Swiss francs, and we can't do that because I only deposited 900 Swiss francs. And the rest is reinvested dividends, so the US dollars that we reinvested. And we also deposited 200 Swiss francs on our U portfolio. And in the U portfolio, I bought DHL and AXA. So 3 shares of DHL and 4 shares of AXA. You can already know that. But I'm working on a more elaborate video because a lot of the companies gave already results. AB InBev came out with really good results today. Sadly enough, I couldn't buy AB InBev anymore because it went up quite considerably up to yesterday, and then yesterday it was actually above the price that I already bought it at. So that's why I decided to buy then DHL and AXA. But more on that in my next video for over the U portfolio. And then the future yearly dividends now are 2,789.61 Swiss francs per year. So that's up 50.06 Swiss francs per year, which is really nice for another month that we added quite considerable amount to our dividend that we can expect in a year. Last month, so in February, our portfolio is up 1,090.42 Swiss francs, which means up 1.84%. The total portfolio worth is now 61,662.34 Swiss francs, and that means that we have 4.52% of a dividend yield. The yield on cost is 4.71%, and if we calculate it on own money, the yield is 5.20% right now, and that's just the compounding doing its thing. I'm repeating the same thing as last month. Next month, I'm not going to read this line anymore. People that only watch my videos and don't listen to my voice because my voice is sometimes maybe annoying to them, but they like my videos that I make and watching the evolution of my portfolio. Yeah, they can just read it, and that's fine for me as well. And with that being said, thank you for watching to this one. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Hitting that like button helps out the channel enormously as well, because then, yeah, you help with the YouTube algorithm. And with that being said, thank you for watching to this one, and see you on the next one on my YouTube channel. Bye!